Hello and welcome to this emergency broadcast episode of Beer and Breakfast. We don't usually do the midweek games because we can't film, but with everything going on, we'd better get it talked about, aren't we? I'm of course joined by my partner in crime, Jono. Jono, how you doing, brother?
Hello, this is quite new to me, this one. I'm very out of my comfort zone, sat on a Zoom call.
I'm loving the wallpaper though.
I'll say I picked it then.
This is why we don't do live, because we'll be sat here awkward as frig on Zoom live. We are, of course, sponsored by the amazing Waverletts. And who else, Jono?
Listening Kicks, giving your kicks new life.
And this will be available as an audio podcast. Jono, what platforms will it be on?
Yeah, put me on spot again. I thought this was just a different one today, but we're going for Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts.
He's nailed it. You are getting very good at this.
Yeah, I deserve a pay rise.
Pay rise? You deserve pay. Shall we just kick straight into it and see what we've got coming up?
Let's go for it. Goodbye, Hecky.
We'll have fan reactions.
It's only Liverpool.
Kenneth's Corner.
This or that.
We'll be discussing the future of the club.
And plenty more.
So right, we'll kind of blend the Burnley recap into the news that's come out today, because let's be fair, we don't really want to talk about Burnley that much. I went, you didn't, you lucky bastard.
I wanted to dodge that, weren't it? Oh, brilliant.
I nearly got it right with 4-0.
Yeah, well, I think we all expected a loss, but not a loss of that structure. Just, I can't. I've not even watched highlights, so I can't bring myself to watch it.
Unfortunately, as I was saying on Beer and Breakfast, I did expect that, and I still went, hoping that I were wrong. Unfortunately, I were right. Everything tried to warn me not to. Carb overeating up way here. Absolutely, everything was screaming, "Do not go to this game." But I went, got in the ground, got dripped on all game by a leaky roof. 1-0 down after 15 seconds. It was everything I thought it were going to be, and worse. And I still went. And
glutton for punishment, aren't we?
Unfortunately for me, that game pretty much summed up Hecky's approach this season. I don't know how you feel about it.
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't feel it could get any worse. And then, well, that happened.
Yeah. We've lost the same score away to near top of the league Arsenal as we have to, at the time, bottom of the league Burnley. And that reflects it, doesn't it?
Well, you can forgive him for Arsenal away. Always going to be a tough game. But this is Burnley, who's not won at home all season. Their goal difference is nearly as bad as ours. And now they've gained a 10-goal goal difference on us. It's just
madness.
I can't fathom that performance, really can't.
And I can't put it all, like, Hecky left a lot to be desired with the team selection, etc., put Fleck in and all that. But like the players, and Neshin tackles it first few seconds, and I know their heads are going to drop after going down so early, but then no one had a chance to nearly get us back in it. But then they're just same old problems. Everybody running around ball like it's a magnet, like kids football, and then not getting into space and being static. It just was. It was just everything that's been wrong, and that's why
Alan Shearer put it right, didn't he?
I don't know what
Alan
he said.
Shearer's saying we're an absolute disgrace, so he couldn't put it any better.
That day, well, yeah, can't disagree with him as much as I'd love to because it's Alan Shearer, but can't disagree. The thing is, with Hecky, I went on a really big rant for the last episode, got really, really emotional about it, and whilst, it's what I wanted after things going off, I don't take any pleasure in it. I wanted Hecky to work. Last season, I did have my gripes about how the football was played and we managed to scrape his way up. But I thought, at least, under him, that would have shown that we'd have had some fight. And it's the lack of fight and the lack of cohesion that's the biggest gripe for me, I think.
Yeah, you know his job wrong line. He knew his job wrong line. So you think he'd take this opportunity to actually go for it, show a bit more passion in himself. And he didn't. He just stayed on that one level. And I think that's where he lost a lot of respect from majority of the fans that still had his back.
Yeah.
And there was just no defending him after these past performances. There was nothing. It was getting worse.
I'm sure he's a nice bloke and all that. And some people said I got too patient last video. Look, I stand by what I said. I'd lost my rag. And so I'd been what I'd been put through. But what really got to me were at half time, he went sprinting because the dugout's in the corner and you have to pass the away fans. He sprinted across that pitch to get away. I don't know if he was just getting into there to do his team talk or what, but he sprinted past and nobody had time to give him any kind of stick or anything. It looked cowardly to me. It probably weren't. There was probably like a tactical reason behind it, but to me it looked cowardly because the players had to
should have been outwinged by that fast, shouldn't they?
So he's gone. He's left now, and obviously that leads us into who's going to come next. We all know who's been rumoured to come in, don't we?
I think they're only one man for the job at the moment.
Well, leave it there. Let's leave it there and let's get to his reasons after a game off.
Fix all that.
Jono, the question for this week, and we haven't got any paddles, we're having to resort to paper this week. Is Wilder
the old pen and paper?
The old pen and paper. Jono, are you happy with Chris Wilder? Yes.
Yes, for me. I don't think anybody else really to take over at this stage of the season. We've got a team that's stuck in their ways or a 5-3-2. I can't see anybody else coming changing the system at this stage of the season. A lot of players already know him. He knows the club. He knows the fans. The players should know what's asked of him. And I can't think of anybody else to actually just give him a kick up arse and tell him now, you need to work harder than this. These fans deserve a lot more effort than what they're putting in at the moment. I just think it's somebody we need for just that passion to back into changing room and get them players fighting again.
My turn.
Johnny, are you happy with Chris Wilder?
Yes, with a caveat. With a caveat. I'm never going to be unhappy to see Chris Wilder back at Sheffield United. Never. Best manager I've had in my lifetime. I only saw a bit of Bassett as a kid. I'd personally argue that he did better. Warnock, we had a lot of dross to go with the good that we had. Some great memories, but also a lot of dross. Best manager I've had in my lifetime. I'll always be happy to see him back. And if he's the one to come in, I'm not going to scream and kick about that. I'm happy to see him back. My caveat would be, it's not what I would have done. To bring in Wilder to put out fires isn't particularly what I would have chosen for him. I would like to maybe, if we are going down, maybe give him the start next season to rebuild in his own image. Maybe people won't agree with this, maybe bring in a Eustace or somebody like the guy from Plymouth to kind of take over the ship, steady it, see what it can do. And if we go down, just get rid. But it's...
But are they going to do that for 6 months and then give reins to Wilder?
Well, that's the thing. You could give like a Eustace, he's out of work. You could give him 6 months.
Eustace, yeah.
6 month trial run. You know what I mean? See how he does. And you never know.
Fair idea.
You never know. He could be a revelation. But
we can't be any worse, can we, at the moment?
Exactly that. And for me, bringing in somebody like that to kind of put out the fires and what we've got would have been my preferred choice. And then if we do go down, bring in Wilder to rebuild. But as I said, I'm never ever going to be unhappy to see Chris Wilder back at Sheffield United. Ever. I just hope that he can get some out of the players. And you think he could. He can't come in with the same system he had before, even with backroom staff, if he's coming in with the same backroom staff that he had before. He's got to look at the formation, the system, and think it don't quite work, and maybe look at it with fresh eyes and not try and revert to type, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does, but I do think it'll be a result back to a 5-3-2. I just think he'll use it better. Obviously, he's going to miss McBurney. The list of injuries is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I do wonder now if injuries will be less when they come back. Time will tell on that.
Well, they got that Matt Prestina, whatever his name, Pristine, can't remember his name. They got him as a fitness coach, which you'd think might improve things.
Definitely. Couldn't be any worse, could it, really? So,
I mean, do you think he's going to get... I don't think he's going to get a lot of money, but do you think he's going to get some chances to bring players in January?
Only if he gets rid.
You reckon?
There's a lot of contract talks towards end of this season of players who should and shouldn't be getting contracts. We'll all have our own opinions on that.
Well, if some players are playing for contracts, let's be fair, they ain't doing best of jobs at the minute, are they?
But I was just bringing that to McBurney at the moment. He's out of contract, and at the moment, he's not earning that contract for me.
No.
He's never available, is he? He's suspended, he's injured, it's a tough one, because I do like McBurney. He's grown. I didn't like him at the start, but it seems to have showed a lot of fight recently. We seem to have used him better at times, and when he does look good, he's well worth the money. At the moment, for me, he's not earning a contract.
So we're both happy to see Wilder come in. Obviously, I've put that with a caveat. Do you think the fan base is going to be united by this or further split?
No, majority will be happy. Everybody knew we needed a change. Everybody will be happy with the change. And I do think it'll show on the pitch a lot more determination and passion from the players.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it's not going to be enough. I can still see us being relegated quite convincingly. But I do think we'll pick up more points than what we probably would have got if we'd have stuck with Hecky.
I think we'll beat the Derby record now.
I do now. Bloody hope so, no, bleeding no.
We'll go to the fan previews, because obviously I'm sure a lot of people have got a lot to say, and we've got some familiar faces this week, so let's jump in.
Oh well, so Hecky's gone. He had to, really. Nice man, but these performances have just been ridiculous and embarrassing. I mean, hopefully myself, I'd like to see Wilder in, I'd like to see it confirmed. But whoever comes in's got a job on polishing a turd, really. We've crippled by injuries. We all know where the problem lies. It's with Prince. You've got no money, sold players, no real money to spend for this, and injuries haven't helped. But these performances lack a desire, lack a passion, challenging. It had to happen. Fans returning, fans were fighting with each other at Burnley. When you get to that stage, this has to happen. On to Liverpool. God, don't bear thinking about, does it? My bet is Liverpool -3 goals, or us with a 3-goal start. Liverpool still winning, because I think we will take a bit of a tonking. Whoever comes in, that'll be the same. There's nothing you can do about that. These players have got to bear some responsibility. You've got to get the finger out of their arses. Up the blades.
Hecky Out and Chris Wilder coming back to Sheffield United, and you're asking me if I'm happy about that. If I'm happy about the man that walked out on us during COVID, during the worst possible... I'm joking, of course, I'm buzzing that Chris Wilder's back. Of course. Why would I not be? He is the greatest manager in my lifetime. Don't get me wrong, a week ago I was not thinking Chris Wilder is the man for this job. However, the closer it's got and the more viable it's turned out to be, I'm really, really excited. I don't know whether it's going to be the right choice. We will see at the end of the season, but I know for a fact that the football is going to be better. Under Hecky, it seems to be a plan. With my real eyes, I could not see a plan. But Chris Wilder's back. We know that he has a distinct style of play. We may see overlapping centre-backs, we may not. But what I know is we're not going to concede all these soft goals that we've been conceding week in, week out. We'll get a bit of passion back, and hopefully for the Liverpool game, or indeed the Brentford game, let's see Chris Wilder in the dugout, and let's be singing, "Come back, kid, says hello." I've missed it so much.
Oh, it's that exciting. I've just had to have a cold shower. You've got me just out of the shower. You don't normally get me sans glasses, and my hair is, well, less said about that. In fact, there's not as much left as there used to be. Baldy locks and the 3 hairs. Reactions, thoughts, feelings, reflections. Timing is everything. Is this good timing? Well, time will tell. I personally wouldn't have done this now. I think it really is difficult with such a short turnaround before the Liverpool game for a big change, but it seems to be that's what we've decided to do. I personally think international breaks always lend themselves to big sweeping changes, and this will be big, and indeed sweeping. Will we play a sweeper? Probably not. It'll be 3-5-2, won't it? And prediction-wise, well, it'll galvanise, won't it? It'll get Blades pumped up, ready, whereas before I think people would have been trudging along to the lane, I think now people will be going, right, we could actually see something different, some fight, some grit, some resolve, some endeavour. First 20 will be key for me. Do you know what? We may even cause such a huge shock that people will be like, where were you when? Because this could be the start. There's 24 games left. He's going to need a miracle. But there was a time when he was known as the Messiah. They can perform miracles.
I reckon Heckingbottom and Wilder have got a bit of a scam going where they're like, if you're shit, then they're going to have to pay you off. And then I might get in as the job. And then I'll take the money for a bit. And then if I'm shit again, I'll get paid off again. I haven't got any money as here, lads. Penniless club and you're taking money out of it with your payoffs. Anyway, he's back in it. Whether it's the right decision or not is another thing. I'll obviously get right behind him, mainly because I sit in South Stand and he'll be in dugout below me. But yeah, I really want him to do well. I can't see he's going to get much else out of these players. Hopefully we'll get that new manager bounce. Hopefully we'll just show a bit more fight. But by all accounts he's got 18 months to turn it around, hasn't he? So let's see what he can do with 2 transfer windows of no money. Anyway, prediction for Liverpool. We'll lose, but more wildly than heckily.
Jono, it's only Liverpool. Nice easy game to start with.
It's the kind of game you want as your first game back into it, really, against the Liverpool side who can't stop scoring.
Does it, I'm not going to say give you an excuse, does it give you a bit of a free hit to kind of try and see what works and what doesn't, do you think, with it being Liverpool, rather than it be, if it had come in for the Burnley game, it would have been very different, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's like I say, it's a tough one. You can't take anything from this game. I think a lot more will tell on Saturday. I think it's just a run around kind of game on Wednesday, showing what fitness you have got and what determination and passion you can come up with.
An intense training session.
You're talking like 24 hours of training from him. It's just not going to change much at all. It's going to be a massive loss for him at Burnley, not in the squad.
Do you think that Wilder will be in the dugout for that one, or do you think it will be Jack Lester?
No, I do think Wilder will be in the dugout for that one.
Well, we don't even need to get any Liverpool stats up. They're just a good team.
A good team. We all know about them, what kind of players they've got. Signed some really quality, like we said, McAllister.
Yeah.
Another brilliant signing, young talent. Yeah, it's a scary, scary team that we're up against.
Just run Alexander-Arnold all game. He's great going forward, but it's a bit like Bogle.
I mean, he's having a great season as well, isn't he? So
attacking-wise.
Yeah, attacking-wise. It's like most fullbacks, isn't it, really, at the moment? They're all good at attacking, but they seem to lose the way at defending.
It's like Jayden Bogle on steroids. So just run at Archer all game. But I see it as a bit of a, as I said, not a free hit. No, there's no free hits in this. We want at least a fight. But to me, it's not the perfect game, because obviously it's a game we could get tonked and even do even worse at confidence. But it's a game.
That's it. I think a lot of it will on attitude as well. So if we do go a goal down, we'll see what kind of body language they're giving. Like previous games, heads are down, nobody wants to know, nobody wants the ball. I do think the atmosphere might be a lot better as well.
Yeah.
We've actually got some songs to sing if Wilder's in the dugout, haven't we? Because half the bleeding songs that we've lost all had his name in it. So, yeah, I do think the atmosphere will be a lot better. A bit more of a feel-good. Liverpool will not be happy that we've just changed manager.
Probably not.
You know always that you've got that new oomph about a team when they've got a new manager, especially when they've been trying to impress Wilder.
Do you think, like, in this game, because I think about it, a 1-0 loss is not a win, obviously, but we all want to fucking try and sneak a result, either a win or a fucking draw somehow. But a 1-0 loss,
I would snatch your arm off for a 1-0 loss now.
A 1-0 loss would show vast improvement, especially if it's fought hard and we look like we're at least having a go.
Yeah, a couple of shots on target, a couple of clear-cut chances. That'll do for me. Just a bit that improvement. I just want to see that improvement.
Let's go back to the fan reactions and see what else they've got to say.
Never a dull moment as a Blade. Absolutely disgraceful performance at the weekend. And now it looks like we're going to bring in a manager who essentially got us relegated to save us from getting relegated. And people are hoping that he's going to inject fight. which I could almost forgive them for because of the first few seasons. But the second season in the Prem, there was no fight whatsoever. It was as bad, if not worse than this. We've seen it before where managers have come in and got more out of the same players. Wilder did it himself when he came in after Adkins. Hecky did it when he came in after Slav. And we are depending on that now because whatever changes manager-wise, the players are the players. They're still really crap. They've given up for Wilder before. They're still really injured. And we've got no money to change them in January. So it's going to take some proper magic from Chris to turn this around. If he's coming in, it might be someone else, who knows, but Jesus. Good luck, mate.
So a pre-Liverpool battering and a Hecky Out Wilder in reaction video. Yeah, really pissed off about everything that's going on recently. Performances have got to the point that Hecky had to go, sadly. You know, he's a really nice bloke. He's done really well for us. What he's done for us financially by dragging us up last season, sort of safeguarding us against any financial problems for the next few years, has been fantastic. You know, he's a really nice bloke, but he's been shafted from above this season, and some of the decisions he's been making under pressure in these last few weeks have really shown it meant he had to go. Wish him all the best for the future. Hopefully he gets the Swansea job that's just come up. But yeah, I mean, Wilder coming in, I can't see it helping the Messiah. Obviously, we had some great years with him, but you know, it's a bit like putting a plaster over a compound fracture for me. It's not a long-term win at all. We're not going to have any money, which is the reason that, you know, he wasn't very happy last time. So it seems a strange one and a bit of a heads gone thing by the Prince, just sticking with the little black book that he's got. But hey, here we go. I think Liverpool, we still be playing with two Diddy men up front now, won't we? Because the big lump that we've got is a fucking idiot, and got another red card for just being a dick. So yeah, players, I won't forget that they stopped playing for Hecky, and essentially they shafted us as well, because they are better than they've been showing. So yeah, really annoyed by everything, to be honest. And let's hope this Wilder thing can give half the fan base a bit of a lift and give us a bit more atmosphere. But hey, we'll look forward to it. Fucking freezing. Yeah. Up the Blades, let's have it.
What is happening, Blades? Jimmy from Blades Ramble back on the Shoreham View. And what do I think about Chrissy Wilder coming back in to replace Hecky? Anybody that follows Ramble will absolutely already know the answer to this question. I love Chris Wilder. It weren't working under Hecky. I think perhaps Board were at fault for leaving it a little bit too long and keeping him there. It starts to affect his reputation when you know it's not going right. But Wilder coming in changes everything. We're on the floor at the minute. We're broken, we're fractured as a club, fans are falling out in lumps, and he's done it before, and I have every confidence he'll do it again in terms of bringing us back together. And if anybody can get us anywhere near close to survival, it is Chrissy Wilder and Alan Nill. So well behind that appointment. On to Liverpool, under the lights Wednesday night, Chris Wilder in the dugout. I think this is a huge X factor for us, I've got to say, and I am on the ridiculously optimistic bandwagon again, and I think we can pull one out of the bag here. And I'd like to, I know it's Shoreham View so I can swear, so I'd like to say we can shit out a 1-0 win. I'm going to go for a level of drama above. I'm going to say they go in front and we beat them 2-1. Absolutely unbelievable. Scenes, cops going crazy. We're on the pitch. Come on, you red and white wizards. Up the Blades!
So we're going to look at the future of the club now, but you've got all the scoops, you haven't you?
Oh, I got told this morning. I woke up this morning and I found out somebody had told me that Hecky were going. They're all from the shelves. They're very, very knowledgeable.
They know everything. They know everything.
They know everything.
Are they going to tell us what score's going to be?
Well, they're not talking to me at the moment. We'll find out in morning.
What have you done to them? Future of the club, Jono. I mean, to me personally, it's the club itself. It needs vast improvements, not just from the manager side. It needs vast changes. But do we think that the future of the club is in better hands under Chris Wilder?
I would say so. He's not going to I'm saying he's not going to jeopardise. He's already had a decent payout from United, which we'll expect him not to do. Listen, he's not coming back as the hero that he probably wants to be. He did leave on bad terms last time. But he's come back for a reason. Unfinished business. He probably wants to right a wrong that he's made. So he's going to always have the best interests of Sheffield United. So for me, he is the right man to be looking after the squad, the finances of what he can and cannot spend, and keeping players that he thinks are going to be playing for Sheffield United.
Do you think that when the club's obviously discussing it with Wilder and they talk to him about the future, do you think they've said, look, we know we're going to go down, show a bit of fight, so at least we look like we're trying to stay up, but next season it's your chance to rebuild, shape it, and try and forge the future going ahead? Or do you think they've said to him, look, we ain't going to be here long, just do what you can, and then next owner will tell you what to do?
You're a bit of both, to be fair. I'm looking at, they are expecting us to be in Championship next season, so this is all about next season and how we rebuild from this disastrous season.
Yeah.
We'll see, because it's going to be a tough Championship next season.
Do you think there's any possibility that we sneak staying up? Because there's more games left to play than you think.
Listen, it's not even Christmas yet. Obviously, it's possible. Am I confident? Absolutely not.
I don't see Burnley fucking going on any kind of run just because they beat us. Fucking hell. Like, Gillingham, who were just joining Cup, they would have beat us at fucking weekend. So
they will have, yeah. Like I said, I think you've got to gear the next 5 games, especially up till Christmas, just to see where we are and if we've improved about anything. And then probably we'll look at if there's a possibility of staying up.
Oh, we've got a nice easy run up to that as well, haven't we? Like Liverpool and Brentford, Chelsea, Villa. So, nice easy run to get these games over the line. Man City.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to be able to take in 12 points from them games.
Oh, easily, yeah. That's the thing, isn't it? It's a shame because we had 2 winnable games and we just capitulated for both of them. And
we looked at them, didn't we? We're just thinking, we've got a chance here, and then we get
absolutely blown away in both games. And that was the worst bit. That was the worst bit. I don't see the Bournemouth game. I'm not even talking about the Bournemouth game. I don't see that attitude that we got at the Bournemouth game under Wilder, and that's a plus.
Yeah, but we've run out of the matches now. I mean, you look at it now, you've got Luton at home. There's probably one next one that you look that's winnable. Brentford, I'd be happy to sneak a draw if possible. Yeah. But you look at the rest of them, like you said, it's a horrid fixtures coming up.
I look at a lot of these fixtures coming up and I think, fucking hell, I'll be over at Moonwood stealing a draw somehow. But look at the Man City game, though. Do you think we make mistakes like we made where we could have got a draw against Man City under Wilder? I know we can't go back and rewrite time, but those kind of games where we know that we've seen the players can pull the heads out their ass.
Well, yeah, but it was similar under Wilder, weren't it? Against like Man City, that we gave him a really good game, only narrowly lost, but a narrow loss is a narrow loss, and listen, I think the season for us proper ended when we messed up against Spurs in that last couple of minutes.
Yeah.
From then, it's been a downward spiral. I don't know what's going to happen. Right on, it's going to be interesting to watch.
Well, we've had our say, the fans have had their say, but there's only really one man who we need to hear from about all this, isn't it?
Oh, have we got him online?
We've got him online. Live! Oh. Well, not live, but we've got him waiting on the line, and we're going to go to Kenneth's Corner.
Don't stop moving, baby, on it, driving crazy. Wiggle.
Kenneth, are you happy with Wilder?
Can I have 2 Tenerife Splammers, please?
Tenerife what? Tenerife what? I'm dying. Fuck Wilder, get Kenneth in charge.
Oh dear.
No, we've picked the wrong man. Get Kenneth in charge.
At least an assistant.
Oh my God. Jono, final thoughts.
Oh dear. Start a new era, Blades. Things can only get better, I hope. let's hope it shows on the pitch the attitude and the passion that we want to see. We want to see our United come back and battle and fight for every ball. And I think Wilder's been a man who will make us do that.
I'm going to Tenerife. That's my final thought.
Tenerife?
It's not what I would have done, but I'm always happy to see Wilder back, and hopefully he can either pull off a miracle or he can at least show us what we've been missing, and we can at least go down fighting. That's all I want. I just want some bollocks back in team. We have got to say thank you for what Heckingbottom has done for these past few matches. I'm glad to see back at it. Listen, last season I had my say on it. I said I think got a little bit. He did the job he was brought in to do, however it happened, and that I've got to show that I respect that and I respect what he's done. Some people thought I was being disrespectful last week. I was just speaking my mind. I got to respect what he did. So thank you for the effort that you put in, Paul. It didn't go unnoticed because you are a grafter, if nothing more. And it's just bad that it has to end this way. Jono, we do have a game coming up. Score prediction.
I am going to go for a narrow defeat. I'm going for a 1-0 to Liverpool. Actually, you mentioned it.
I'm gonna be.
Don't be that man.
I'm going to be crazily optimistic, and think we'll scrape a 0-0.
See, you're already on Wilder bandwagon.
We'll have 84 shots against us. 80 on target. We'll have 1-0 on target. But either Wes will have fucking game of his life. VAR
we've had 84 shots.
VAR will be on our side, or they'll just do post bar, miss City, something like that. But no, I'm going to be an optimist and say 0-0. The realist in me says 2-0 then, but the optimist in me says 0-0. Shall we leave it there on that wave of euphoria?
Yeah, that's the most positivity we're ever going to get at the moment.
Thank you for watching. If you haven't done already, please subscribe to the channel. This isn't our usual setting. If you've seen Beer and Breakfast before, don't be put off by the Zoom format. We are usually in the pub chatting all things Sheffield United. If you did enjoy this, it can be found as an audio podcast. John, where can it be found?
Oh, you've done it again, haven't you? Apple Music.
No,
it's Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music and Spotify.
And we're, of course,
go to sleep now.
That's it. Any pay that you had, it's gone.
That's it.
We've been sponsored by Jono.
Glistening Kicks.
And, of course, the amazing Wavylets. I've been Johnny.
I've been Jono.
Welcome home, Chris Wilder. Up the Blades!